In this third and final video, we're going to be working again with the order of operations, GEMDOS. In this video, we're going to do things a little bit differently. I'm going to give you a problem and ask you to work it, and then you'll be able to check if you've got it correctly, showing every step. Problem number 1, please write this on your paper. 12 minus 2 times 4 plus 9. Go ahead and follow the steps that we learned, writing them on the side and crossing them off as you go, and see what you get as your answer. Remember, multiplication and division left to right, and addition and subtraction left to right. The first thing you're going to do is the multiplication. Copy everything else down. Now we have addition and subtraction. Since we go left to right, we're going to do the subtraction first. And that leaves us with an answer of 13, if you've done it correctly. The second problem, go ahead and write this down. 6 divided by 2 plus 3, brackets 15 plus 3, parentheses 7 minus 9, exponent to the third power, close the brackets. Now what you want to notice about this problem is there is a lot going on. You've got brackets, you've got parentheses, you've got exponents, so you need to be very careful to do this in order. Let's go ahead and write this down. Grouping symbol, exponent, multiplication and division, and addition and subtraction. When you do your grouping symbols, you want to start from the very center of the grouping symbol first. If you have parentheses inside of brackets, you do the parentheses first. Also, you want to pay close attention to these exponents. If the exponent is outside of the parentheses, what you need to do is work what's inside the parentheses first. In other words, you do not take 9 to the third power. You take the answer of 7 minus 9, and then you take that to the third power, because that exponent is outside of the parentheses. So let's go ahead and try this, see what you get, and then we'll go step by step. Step by step, we start by copying what we have down that we're not working yet. We're going to start with the grouping symbols, and they are at the back of the problem. I've got brackets, but I can't deal with those until I deal with the parentheses on the inside. 7 minus 9, now be very careful, that's not 9 minus 7, it's 7 minus 9. That gives me a negative 2. What students often do at this point is they'll forget to write that exponent. Do not forget that you have a 3 out there that you have not dealt with. Now I still have grouping symbols, so I'm going to go back to the back of the problem and see what the next step would be. I still have brackets, and I have a whole bunch of stuff going on inside those brackets. So what do I need to do inside the brackets is I need to follow my order again. I do not do the multiplication first. I have a 3 times a negative 2, but before I can do that, I need to take care of the exponent because exponents come first. Negative 2 to the third power, what that means is negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, or you can use your y to the x button on the calculator. Negative 2 y to the x third power gives you a negative 8. And then close that into parentheses. Don't forget to write the parentheses, and you've got brackets at the end. If you forget those parentheses, this will look like 38, and you don't want 38. Next, keep going. 6 divided by 2 plus 3, brackets. Inside the brackets, I have addition, and I also have multiplication. My order of operations say I do multiplication first. 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. Continuing, I still have bracket work to do. Inside the brackets, I have 15 plus negative 24. That would give me a negative 9. Continuing, We have taken care of now our grouping symbols. We have taken care of our exponents. So we're going to look for multiplication and division left to right. 6 divided by 2 is my first multiplication and division problem. I do that. Then I copy down the plus 3, and my brackets always do one step at a time. Now, when you have a 3 outside of brackets, it's just like a 3 outside of parentheses. It means you multiply. So now we have 3 plus negative 27. And finally, my answer, I've done all the multiplication and division, is negative 24. Did you get that one right or mess up somewhere along the way? Hopefully you got it right. As you can see, these get quite messy. Okay, problem number 3. Please copy the problem down. 20 divided by 5 plus 4 to the second power, brackets, negative 3 plus 7. Let's go ahead and put that in parentheses. Minus 1, brackets, minus 2 to the third power. Goodness gracious. Thank goodness we have a roadmap. I'm going to write down my steps. Grouping, exponent, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction, left to right. Okay, go ahead and try the problem. When you're working this problem, you notice you have brackets, and we need to work inside of those brackets first. So 20 divided by 5 plus 4 to the second power. Inside of the brackets, I have parentheses. So let's do the parentheses first. Make sure you're being very careful in the calculator. Negative 3 plus 7, and you get 4. I'm going to leave it in the parentheses till I know what I'm doing with it. Okay. I still have grouping symbols. I still have the brackets. So I'm going to go to the bracket part and solve that part of my problem. I'm going to leave my answer in the brackets. 4 minus 1. The answer is 3. Next, I've taken care of all my grouping symbols. I have exponents. So I'm going to take care of every exponent that I see. 20 divided by 5 plus 16, brackets, 3, minus 8. I don't have any more exponents. I took care of both of them left to right. Now I'm going to look for all my multiplication and division. 20 divided by 5, that's 4, plus 16, brackets, 3, minus 8. I still have more multiplication and division. 4 plus 48 minus 8. Multiplication and division is gone. Next, we have addition and subtraction. 4 plus 48 is 52. 52 minus 8. The answer is 44. Last but not least, problem number 4. 4 parentheses 6 plus 4 plus parentheses 7 minus 5 to the 5th power, all of that over 6 parentheses 4 minus 2 to the 2nd power. Again, grouping symbols, exponents, multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. If you remember from our first video, we're going to treat the numerator as a separate problem from the denominator. So go ahead and solve the numerator first, then solve the denominator, and then divide. Go ahead and work this problem. To solve this problem, I'm going to look at the numerator first, and I have grouping symbols in the numerator, so I'm going to do those. 6 plus 4 is 10. 7 minus 5. Now be careful again, we have this exponent here. The exponent goes with the answer to that parentheses, so that would be 2 to the 5th power. I'm not going to touch the bottom yet. Okay, moving along, working on my numerator. I'm going to do the exponent because that comes next. 4 times 10 plus 2 to the 5th power, that's 2 times 2, which is 4, times 2, which is 8, times 2, which is 16, times 2, which is 32. Just going to write the denominator down. Okay, continuing along. My numerator still is not done. 4 times 10 is 40 plus 32. And I'm going to write the denominator again. Now I want to make sure that I've copied the problem correctly, so I'm going to go back and look. It is correct. Okay. Next, the numerator is 72. And now I can finally work on the denominator. 6 parentheses 4 minus 2 is 2. I've taken care of the grouping symbols in the denominator. Okay. Now I'm going to move this on to the next slide. I've got 72 over 6 times 2 minus 2 to the 2nd power. So that's 72 over 6 times 2 minus 2 to the 2nd power. So we've got 72, do the exponent, 6 times 2 minus 4. That's 72 over 12 minus 4, which gives me 72 over 8, and finally an answer of 9. Did you get it? Next, you want to follow along on your assignment sheet and complete the problems that have been assigned to you.